Welcome back to ABC 7 at 4. I'm Nicole Gomez. And after 40 years of the PNC Christmas Price Index and a whopping 10.5% increase in 2022, your true love, luckily, only has to deal with a 2.7% increase for 2023. Investment advisor Brian Mirau joins me today, and we're going to talk all about some big changes for Christmas. Thanks for joining us, Brian.
Hi, Nicole. Thanks for having me today. You know, the PNC Christmas Price Index shows the current cost for one set of each of the gifts given in the song, The 12 Days of Christmas. And the Christmas Price Index was first calculated back in the mid-1980s, and the cost of the gifts was around $20,000. Well, today it's closer to $47,000. Now, while the index is not an exact index of inflation, it's a lighthearted example of how inflation affects cost of goods and our economy each year.
Now, according to this year's index, Brian, we should watch out for the turtle doves. They're rare and have seen the biggest, I would say, price hike this year, $750, jumping a staggering 25%, and it's due to limited supply. But now we know how much is too much for the turtle doves. But in all reality, how does this Christmas index reflect what's happening in the economy?
Well, Nicole, you know, it shows higher prices in just about everything. You know, prices for services have gone up more than goods, but they're both still up. And technology comes in with the price. And you got to look at the shipping and the packaging costs. They haven't gone down much since the pandemic.
Well, buying all 12 gifts from the song online is a whopping 4.8% more expensive than in 2022, and that's thanks to those high shipping and packaging costs that haven't eased since the pandemic. But Brian, what are some tips for factoring higher cost into someone's investment and retirement plan?
Well, Nicole, here's some things you want to think about when facing inflation in retirement. You want to look at your spending patterns and ask yourself, are you consistent? And you got to remember that inflation ties into your budget, and ask yourself, do you have a good firm budget? And you know, the cost of living in different areas and communities, and you want to be strategic where you live. And the impact of downsizing your home, and ask yourself, could that make a difference in your retirement? And you got to look at the condition of your portfolio and ask yourself, are you balanced?
Okay, so how do you talk to people about finding the right balance in their investments between growth and to keep the pace with inflation and seeking protection from too much risk?
Well, Nicole, you know, finding the right balance can be tough, but it's so critical for investors, especially those nearing or already in retirement. And a few key things that we've got to look at, and you got to ask yourself, is your investment portfolio diversified? You know, diversification is the key to managing risk, especially as we get older. And the question we need to ask ourselves is, why are we still at risk as much as we are? And you also want to determine your risk tolerance, and you want to assess your risk tolerance based on your financial goals, your time horizon, and your own personal circumstances. And you want to make sure that you're comfortable with that risk. And you also want to review and rebalance your portfolio periodically. And you want to stay educated and work with an advisor that's informed and updated with current market trends and investment products.
Well, Brian, as we wrap up today, anything else you'd like to share, you want to leave us with?
Yes, Nicole, you know, you got to have a game plan for your retirement, and you want to be comfortable in retirement knowing that you're going to have enough. And a big part of that is knowing you have a solid income strategy to deal with inflation, and you have enough to cover your expenses each month with a good emergency fund. We actually have a tool that we use called a retirement analyzer, and this is advanced planning software that answers the question of, how much do I need to retire, and is your money going to last? And we can run that free of charge today for any of our viewers. And Nicole, one more thing, we're also offering a free complimentary copy of my new book titled Smart Money for the Backside of Life for anyone wanting to set a visit today. And in my book, I discuss many different aspects of retirement that folks deal with on the backside of life.
Perfect. Well, you can text RETIRE to 915-233-2904 for your free retirement analysis, and you can set up a free visit to receive a copy of Brian's new book, Smart Money for the Backside of Life. Again, the number 915-233-2904 and text RETIRE. You can also visit their website online at www.mirocapital.com. We want to thank you, Brian, as always, for taking your time out to join us today.
Nichole, thanks for having me. Merry Christmas.
Same to you.